All right, so I wanted to do a recap of this Google trade that I took that basically went from, it was about 20%, almost 20%. Contracts went from 170 to a little over 200. And I think it was less than an hour, wasn't it? Yeah, almost, almost 30, but yeah, about 30 minutes. So coming into this morning, yesterday, remember we talked about Google and basically I just took that setup on the break below 129.5. But I did not take the first trigger because this morning we had Brother Jay Powell speaking. So I already said I wasn't going to do nothing because the charts could get blown up. So I was going to wait for him to be done speaking. So after he was done speaking, I took Google puts. I took next week expiration. I wanted a 0 day expiration there, but I said I'm going to be a little bit safer and go with next week expiration. And I got them at 1.7. And I was actually planning on taking this down to 126 and potentially 125, but that was me being aggressive. And then shortly after that, I just said, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take profit, just because the market wasn't moving down as aggressively as I wanted it to. And so just looking at the indices and kind of using them as my gauge, I didn't think we would get the breakdown rate then. And you can see I came back later to say great exit on Google. You just got to protect your profit and be okay with it potentially running on you. Because you can see how I was looking at 250. And honestly, that was the low of the day, to be honest. So honestly, looking at this, I don't know if there will be more downside or not. I really just can't tell because you keep going back and forth in this range. So you kind of push into the gap again once you got below 128.32 basically. So you did push into the gap again, and it again held, which I absolutely was not expecting. I kind of expected this to just come through and at least get to 125, but they held it. And honestly, anything could happen at this point. So this is why making content is tough, because you can have a theory and then it could just take a month longer than you expected it to play out. It could come a month earlier than you expected it to play out. So that's just how it is. So this is why I say I just give you guys levels to watch, setups to watch. And obviously, if what I'm saying is not playing out, then you have to know where your stop is. Well, you should always know where your stop is before you even get into a trade. But correct your stop or update your stop, and just be ready to update your theory. Because with Google, to be honest, my initial thought in the very beginning was that we were going to get to 137 and 140. Now I don't really know, because the Bulls don't necessarily have momentum right now. Momentum is just dead. So it's basically the next best man will win. You feel what I'm saying? So this could really go either way. Bears want to flush through this gap, and Bulls want to rip through 134. All I can do is give you key levels to watch. You feel what I'm saying? So retests are holding for Bulls. So as long as those retests keep holding and that gap holds, you do have reason to believe that you're going to eventually break out of this and go test those higher levels like we talked about. And for Bulls, for Bulls, it's not really much stopping them to the upside. Once you really clear 134, call it 134.5, you pretty much gonna have a really aggressive move higher. It should be short and quick for the most part. Should take a matter of days, to be honest. But even if you don't get all of that, then you at least know you're gonna get a strong break to the upside. So the more this resistance area gets tagged, the weaker it becomes. So if we can press up into it again, I think at most you might see a small pullback. I'll say a pullback into this support or resistance point here, 130 psych, and then it's kind of off to the races after that. That's just a theory. I mean, you could literally bounce back and forth in this range for months. I don't know. So you feel what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you know to play the range until until it breaks. So until you clear this resistance or truly clear this support, flush through that support, just play the range and be ready to flip flop with your theory. And so like I say, that's a nearly 20% trade in all of 30 minutes. And I was just chilling, enjoying my day, just waiting. But yeah, that's everything, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the quick trade recap. I'll catch you guys later.